I would like to express a very heartfelt Father's Day to all the fathers, past and present. As for me and my father, who is no longer in the present, he passed away in 2011. Now, I had a unique situation in memory of him. In 1998, at my sister's wedding, I was reminiscing with her father, and wondering the whereabouts of my father after some 30 years had passed. My desire to know of him still burned within me, to the point the only memory I had of him was at the age of 9, and it was vague. Well, my sister's dad expressed to me once he got back to New York, he would see about looking my father up. I figured, okay, good luck with that. And I thought nothing more about it. So about 2 weeks later, I got a phone call, and the voice at the other end was my father. And I was like, I just won the lottery. My desire and wish to speak to him had come true. We talked for about 2 hours along with my wife and my sons. So at the end of the conversation, he mentioned that there was a family reunion coming up in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is where most of the family is from, and coincidentally, the same holds true for my sister's father. My wife and I said, we're there, just give us the date. When we got there, it was a weekend family celebration by the beach. I got to meet family I never knew of, and thankfully I recorded plenty of video. We all had an awesome time, but little did I know that it would be the first and last time I would see him alive. As for any type of recollection of memory I had, which was none, he told me he would come and get me and take me to the park along with a brother I didn't realize I had. And unfortunately, he passed away in 95. I say all this because it was an amazing 3 days. I got to see my father, and the time in between, we spoke often on the phone. And it's funny because the first question I asked him in our initial conversation was, did he have all his hair? And he said yes. And I felt relieved not to look forward to being hereditary bald. But most importantly was that he became a man of God. He had given his life to Jesus. So the phone became our lifeline, our connection. He traveled a lot, and I would tell him to stop by in Anderson, South Carolina, where we live. He always promised he would, but never made it. So that 3-day weekend became one of the best weekends of my life. I found out he was a life of parties. And like the song Dance with My Father, well, more so with my wife Janesta, we danced with my father. Those 3 days will forever be encapsulated in my mind. Dad, I love you and miss you. Enough said.